Hello, students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well, studying, doing your homework, including my subject as I taught you home science, the scope of home science, and structure of home science, importance of home science. I hope you have done the homework of that chapter. Anyways, last time we did the fat soluble vitamins. Now, this time we are going to do water soluble vitamins. In this, the first is vitamin B complex. Now, there is a group of vitamins altogether, and they have almost related functions, and they are often found together in any of the food. So, B group vitamins have been identified according to their chemical composition. And how they are helpful in our body? They are water soluble. They are lost if water in which food is cooked is discarded. This is very important because when you will be doing cooking, you will realize that how much vitamins you are saving and how much you are losing. Now, vitamin B complex play an important role in cell metabolism. Each vitamin B is cofactor for metabolic process, and there are 8 vitamins under this in this group. In this, the first one is thiamine, which is also called B1, riboflavin, which is B2, niacin, which is B3, pantothenic acid, which is vitamin B5, pyridoxine, vitamin B6, biotin, vitamin B7, folate or folic acid, vitamin B9, and cyanocobalamin, that is vitamin B12. And another category in this, which is also water soluble, is vitamin C or ascorbic acid. So these we are going to talk about all these, not all of them, but few important one we are going to discuss. When we look at the very first B complex group vitamin, that is vitamin B1 or also called thiamine. It is a coenzyme in the catabolism of sugar and amino acids. As far as temperature is concerned, it can withstand the temperature up to 120 degrees centigrade, but easily get destroyed in alkaline medium. Suppose you are cooking a food which contains thiamine, that means it can withstand the temperature up to 120 degrees centigrade. It will not get destroyed, but if you cook it on a higher temperature, it will definitely get destroyed. The body stores very little of all the vitamins as such, all the vitamin B complexes. So, body stores very little of vitamin B1 in heart, brain, liver, kidney, and skeletal muscles. And if excess of B1 is excreted through urine, if there is an excess, if we eat too many things containing vitamin B1 or thiamine, then excess of B1 is excreted through urine. Since they are not stored in body, so they have to be taken in the form of food. Now, what are the functions of thiamine? Thiamine is first of all required for proper functioning of nervous system, required for sensitivity and well-being of nerves. Hence, it is also known to reduce depression, moodiness, and irritability. Now, think of yourself. If you are having some bad mood or you are irritated, go and we'll see the sources now after the function. So, you will realize that if you eat that food which contains thiamine, your moodiness, your irritability will be reduced. Then it provides appetite and helps in digestion, and that is why it is also called appetizer vitamin, because it's a very good appetizer. It is important for normal tissue functions. It helps it helps in carbohydrate metabolism by acting as a coenzyme of the proper enzyme carboxylase. Now, in the metabolism of carbohydrates, It enhances the immunity of white blood cells, hence save us from diseases. So many are the functions of thiamine or vitamin B1. Now, what are the various sources from which we can get this B complex vitamin? Whole grains, cereals like wheat and rice, sprouted beans, peas, pulses, and groundnuts. Now, look, the sprouted material, whatever you are sprouting, always contains thiamine. So, if you eat, especially in summers, if you take anything sprouted, it helps. It is otherwise also very good for the health. Then, yeast is a good source of thiamine. Where all is yeast used? It is used in bread. So, if you are taking bread, that means you are consuming some amount of yeast. Pork is very rich source of thiamine. People who are non-vegetarian can take that and get the B1 vitamin thiamine. Now, fair amount of this vitamin are also present in green vegetables, root vegetables, and fruits. Then it is totally deficient in sugar, fats, and oils. No little bit amount is B1 is not at all there in sugar, fats, and oils. If there is a deficiency of thiamine, what will happen? The initial symptoms of deficiency is loss of appetite. You will stop feeling hungry, constipation, fatigue. Those who are having the deficiency of thiamine will feel weak and will get tired very soon. They will remain irritable and there can be slight loss of memory, short-term memory especially. If the deficiency continues, it causes a disease called beriberi. And it is of two types. Now this disease beriberi is of two types. One is infantile beriberi, that is to a child who's from in the age of from birth to 2 years, and second is adult beriberi, which happens to the adults. And further, adult beriberi can also be of two kind. One is wet beriberi, where the water retention happens in the body, and dry beriberi. Okay, before I move to the classification of beriberi, I would like to talk about the general symptoms of beriberi. What happens if there is a severe deficiency of thiamine? Then the disease caused is beriberi. What happens in this disease? There is degeneration of nerve tissues, especially in the arms and the legs. Muscles become weak. There can also happen heart disease, edema, and eventually paralysis. Edema is retention of water in the body. Then thiamine deficiency may also occur following gastrointestinal disturbances. That will be in the form of constipation, vomiting, diarrhea. And a person who is suffering from all this may also develop fever. Then there will be general weakness plus shortness of breath. This is very common. And the person becomes depressed, irritable, confused, and experiences vague fears and uneasiness. We are going to talk about this vague fears and uneasiness. So, in this case, first we will see the infantile beriberi. Infantile beriberi means which happens to the infants within the time period of birth to 4 months of age. And this happens to those children especially who are breastfed, who are on their mother's milk. But the mothers did not have a diet which was rich in thiamine, especially during the pregnancy and the lactation period. If the mother has not got enough thiamine in her body during pregnancy and lactation period, then the infant will definitely suffer from this disease called beriberi. The first symptom we'll see the age. Now, age I told you, birth to 4 months of age, the child will be attacked by this disease. Now, what are the various symptoms? Constipation, diarrhea, and vomiting, as I told you earlier also. Then, enlargement of heart, edema of hand, feet, and face. That means there will be water retention in the hands, feet, and face. And if you look at the child will look so chubby and so nice. But actually, the child is not healthy and he is suffering from beriberi. He may have difficulty in breathing, and whenever he cries, the sound of crying will not come out of his throat. That is why it is called soundless weeping. Then comes adult beriberi. In this case, first we see the dry beriberi. The symptoms of dry beriberi is impaired sensory perception. That is confusion and vagueness of the ideas. Then there will be pain, stiffness, as well as weakness in the limbs. The heartbeat may become irregular. Edema, same thing, water retention in the hands, feet, and face. Then irreversible dementia. And the last symptom is compensatory confabulation. Now, what is this? This is a term which is given to the patients of beriberi because it means, confabulation means the memory disorder. And if you ask the patient some question, if he's forgotten, like if I ask the patient what has he eaten in the morning, so he doesn't remember at all because there is a memory disorder. So what will he do? He will not say that he doesn't remember, but he will start making up the story to fill up that gap of memory. And this confabulation is a term which was coined by Karl Bonhoeffer when he was studying about the beriberi. Further symptoms of dry beriberi are dehydration, tingling and numbness in the limbs. That happens because of the blood circulation. The blood circulation is not proper. That is why the tingling and numbness happen in the limbs, in the hands and the feet. Damaged nerves and decreased muscle strength. When the muscle strength decreases in the limbs, that can also lead to paralysis. Second is wet beriberi. In this, the heart gets affected by increased heart rate. The heart rate increases. Then circulatory system gets affected. As I was telling you, why tingling and numbness happen, it is because of the blood circulation is not proper. Then shortness of breath and swollen lower legs, means edema in the lower legs. When there is a water retention, naturally the legs look swollen. To look at the RDA recommendation, it depends upon the calorie requirement of an individual. How much calorie does that person require? Accordingly, the amount of thiamine to be taken is decided.